Well, closer to home now, the Lloyd X Chase the Ace was down to 7 cards, and this week the Ace of Hearts was finally pulled, leaving a Shellbrook resident over $1 million richer.
It's the Ace of Hearts! It is the Ace of Hearts!
That was the moment the ace was pulled, bringing the raffle to an end on Wednesday night. Dwayne Nienberg was the big winner and picked up his check today, taking home over $1.2 million.
Well, I was just couldn't believe it. I was sitting there.
We just sat down for supper actually,
yeah.
and his phone rang. And it was a 780 number, so he...
The only one I knew was hopefully this one.
The raffle started in October and was the second time the Lloyd X held a Chase the Ace fundraiser. The X says they're thrilled by the support they've received from the community. The money raised will go towards facility upgrades, land purchases, and other goals to help improve the exhibition association.
Prior to last week, we had 45 weekly winners that also profited from this event. It's been an exciting time. It's been a great ride. We've had lots of laughs, lots of winners coming in, and they're just over the moon with this thing, right?
Now, this was his first time buying a ticket, and he says he plans to spend the money on his family and bills. Lloydminster City Council has decided to endorse an application for the Government of Alberta's Rural Renewal Stream to help address current labor shortages. Many questions came forward during the council meeting, including councillors wanting to know what this would mean for Saskatchewan businesses in the community.
I had to ask the question, can these people come and work for a Saskatchewan-based company? Is there some provision in the charter that would allow that to happen? And right now, as I understand it, there is not. So it's just another thing that City Council can advocate for when it comes to trying to stand up for the rights of both sides of our city and make things as even and fair as possible. So hopefully we can get there someday, but at the end of the day, having Lloydminster being promoted as a community to immigrate to is a good thing.
While the Rural Renewal Stream is being endorsed by the Government of Alberta, the Government of Saskatchewan is also doing something to address the issue.
The Government of Saskatchewan has taken another avenue, if I can use that term, with a sponsoring ship of bringing Ukrainian refugees and people into Saskatchewan, directly into Regina, and then dispersing them in the province. So we'll be working with both governments to try and see, again, a seamless program, and that we're on the radar on both the Saskatchewan side as we are on the Alberta side, that there's opportunities in the city of Lloydminster.
For Council, the ability to advertise that Lloydminster is a good place for people to come and work is important.
The absence of immigration over the last couple of years has created huge pressure for people to find employees. And so there are a lot of projects that are underway in the city, and we look at some of the people are advertising for people to come in and make these projects happen. And without those employees, it's pretty difficult to move ahead and see some of the growth that we'd like to see in the city. And we know it's going to happen. It's just going to have to take time. So the sooner we can get these folks in, the sooner we can move on these projects.
Well, after the success of the Bobcats hockey school, the franchise is now getting set for a school of their own as training camp kicks off ahead of their 40th season as a franchise. Adil Ahmed reports.
It's that time of the year again for the Lloydminster Bobcats. Players competing for a spot on the roster. That even includes the veterans.
If you're a returning player, it's still not safe, I think. That's the best part about it. It's junior hockey, anything can happen, right?
Yes, anything can happen. Even guys like Ishan Mittu, who's in his first training camp with the Bobcats, can earn a spot on the roster.
It just brings the best out of everybody. And I think that's the great thing about training camp, because if you don't show up, then you know what's going to happen to you. But yeah, it just brings the best out of everybody, and it's great just competing.
Despite the Bobcats losing in the first round of the playoffs last season, it's no question the team took positive steps, and that's something they're hoping to build upon as they enter their 40th season as a franchise.
We have a big upside. I mean, we have some great returning guys. We lost a few guys, but we have some good guys signed and some new guys that are coming in that will fill a role perfectly. And I think that we have the team that can do great things again this year.
I think now it's just building on it. I mean, just taking the little steps here and there, like going game after game, practice after practice, just taking the little steps and continuing to do the good habits, because that's what Nigel and the coaching staff's definitely preaching and stuff like that. And I think if we stick to that, we can definitely make bigger and bigger strides.
The Bobcats will continue on with training camp for the rest of this week and next week before they play their first home exhibition game on Saturday, September 3rd, when they take on the Bonnyville Pontiacs. Adil Ahmed, Primetime, Local Sports.
The 2022 Niagara Summer Games have come and gone, and with them, another successful year of Canada athletics is in the books. Ontario once again took the top spot in the Canada Summer Games, winning a total of 198 medals. Alberta finished in third with 111 total medals, and Saskatchewan finished in eighth with 32. Sean Reimer, a 19-year-old track and field athlete from Lloydminster, spoke about how he felt winning a medal as part of Team Alberta, and also touched on the lack of funding for young athletes who need it most.
When I figured out I was second, I was so happy, and I did feel like that all my hard work, practice, and dedication did finally pay off. I am representing the low-income kids that so often deserve these opportunities but don't get them because funding for those athletes is so incredibly limited. The reason I'm where I am today is because of my mom and my oldest sister, because they went through so much to get the money to put me where I am today.
The 2023 Canada Winter Games will begin on February 18th in the province of Prince Edward Island. Now it's time once again to check in with Adil Ahmed, who has another look at weather.
Thank you very much, Jace. Yes, taking a look at our extended weather forecast this evening, starting off on the Alberta side. We'll start off with Edmonton sitting at 29 degrees right now, but then if you go further out west, Edson's sitting at 19 right now, so a big change there. But if you go further out to the Rocky Mountains there, Jasper's sitting currently at 28 degrees, followed by Whitecourt and Athabasca in that late 20-degree range as well. So things are looking quite nice in the Alberta side. Now if we look over to the Saskatchewan side, it's very, very warm. Looking at Prince Albert, Melfort, and Saskatoon, all at 26 degrees, followed by Meadow Lake sitting around the late 20-degree range as well. So things are looking good over there overall. Now if we go up to the northern zone, looking at Stony Rapids, Wollaston Lake, and La Loche, all hitting that 30-degree mark, followed by South End and Buffalo Nares as well. So it's a lot more warmer up north into the Saskatchewan side as it is in the central area there. Now if we take a look at our Alberta side, just around the same thing as well here. Looking at Fort McMurray, Fort Chipewyan, 30 and 31 degrees there. And then Slave Lake is looking the coolest alongside high level at 25 right now. Now if we go down south in the Alberta zone here, looking at Calgary, sitting right now at 24 degrees right now, and then Banff is looking the coolest of all there at 16 degrees right now. Medicine Hat is just continuing on that hot streak that we've been seeing for the last little bit here, sitting at 29 degrees. Now taking a look at our Saskatchewan side on the southern zone here, Moose Jaw is looking very hot right now, 31 degrees as of right now. Followed by Regina and Yorkton sitting around 26 degrees, so a little bit cooler over there. Estevan and Kindersley sitting around that late 20-degree range as well. So things are looking very, very warm on the Saskatchewan side as a whole. Now looking at our overnight temperatures here in the region, looking at Meadow Lake and Isle La Crosse, both sitting around 14 and 18 degrees as an overnight low, followed by Miriam, Wainwright, and Unity, and Pierceland, all at 13 degrees overnight as an overnight low. Unity will be seeing some precipitation overnight here out of all these towns listed here. And then the rest of the towns here are just going to be seeing a little bit of some clouds throughout the night here, so things are looking quite cool. But Isle La Crosse is looking the warmest of all overnight here at a low of 18. Now, if we wrap up with our 7-day forecast here in the border city, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be seeing some precipitations there with the chance of some thunderstorms. And then starting off the week, it's going to be a lot more warmer, starting off on Monday at 25 degrees. And then Tuesday through Friday, it's just going to be 29, 31, 32, and 29. Just overall, it's going to be very, very hot out here in the border city. So things are looking quite promising as the summer kind of continues to wind down here. Averages around this time of the year, though, are at 21 degrees as a high and a low of 8. That is all our weather for now. Jace Mackey will have more news coming up after the break.
Shannon McEwen joins me today here on Primetime Local News. She's the marketing coordinator for the Lloyd Mall, and we're talking today about the Wild Rose shows that are coming back to the Lloyd Mall's parking lot on September 8th to the 11th. What can people expect from this fair?
So of course, fabulous rides. We have the Graviton, Zipper, Hurricane, Super Slide, Castlemania, Go Gator, Berry Go Round, airplanes, sky fighters, motorcycles, Mardi Gras, tornado, and bumper cars, my personal favorite. And there's a little, I've been told there is a new ride. So stay tuned to that surprise. Definitely come out and check it out.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is the second time this year that the Lloyd Mall is putting on a mini fair in the parking lot. Why bring it back for a second time?
We wanted to bring them back because we had such a fantastic response from the community, and any of our community members that weren't able to make it the first time, here's your second chance to come out and enjoy the mini fair.
And it kind of feels to me the first fair was in July. It was kind of like a kickoff to summer. This one now here in September is almost like wrapping up the summer.
You bet. Why not? It's kind of, yeah, exactly. Kind of an ending to summer. We've also had fabulous weather. So I think it'll be a great time for all of the kids and families to come out and enjoy.
Now, you touched on this a little earlier on in this interview, but just talk to me a little bit more about the reaction from the community to that first fair.
So when we held the mini fair, we had such a great positive response online and in person. There was a great turnout of, we saw a lot of the community come out and enjoy, indulge in those mini donuts, get on the rides. They do offer all day wristbands. So it really is an all day affair.
Well, last year the Lloyd Mall was planning to have a fair in their parking lot, but due to all of the unforeseen circumstances that were going on with the mall last year, that wasn't possible. So how exciting is it to be able to do a second one this year after not being able to in 2021?
Yeah, no, it's very exciting to really be able to hold these events and hold these types of events that brings the community together. Lloyd Mall really is the hub for the community. So I know we look forward to holding these events and having the community come out and attend.
And so for anyone out there who's interested in coming down and partaking in this fair, all they have to do is show up on any of those days between the 8th and the 11th.
That's right. So wristbands, really, if you purchase the all-day wristbands, that's the best value for dollar spent. So it's $40 for the wristband. There's no admission to get into the mini fair. And then if you don't want to go the all-day wristband route, if you're just planning on going on one or two rides, then it's $1 per ticket.
And I have to ask this before we go, but I know now that we're deep into that back to school season, how are things going at the Lloyd Mall, and is there anything new going on?
Oh, it's a fan. We are, if you haven't done your back to school shopping yet, you definitely want to come out this weekend. Lloyd Mall has your back to school shopping, everything that you need. But we're also holding a special promotion called Scan and Win. So when you make a purchase at any of our Lloyd Mall retailers, you will receive a Scan and Win coupon, which can be brought to our customer service desk. We scan the QR code on the back of that coupon, and you may just open a locker and there's prizes inside. We also have instant winners. So there's 2 more lockers. We've already given away a 50-inch TV, Apple AirPods. So come on down. We still have prizes to give away, and our Scan and Win promotion runs until Sunday. So definitely come out, come get your back to school shopping done with Lloyd Mall. And you just could be a winner. You never know.
All right, Shannon, thank you so much. Shannon McEwen, the marketing coordinator for the Lloyd Mall.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today, Jace.
Fun for the entire family and delicious blueberries await in St. Wahlberg this weekend. Coming up tomorrow, it's the St. Wahlberg Wild Blueberry Festival, and the day starts off with a pancake breakfast tomorrow at 8 a.m. Then the festival begins at 9. And they have live entertainment throughout the day. Merle Tenney, Bruce and the Midnight Ramblers, and so much more great live music throughout the day. There's going to be a car show and shine. There's going to be a blacksmith demonstration. The fire department, they're going to have a dunk tank. There's going to be lots of activities for the kids and prizes for them to win. There's going to be an outdoor market. There's going to be a blueberry tea and wild blueberries while supplies last. It should be a great day in St. Wahlberg tomorrow. All the details, you'll find them at blueberryfest.ca. Wrap up your summer with an incredible evening with Johnny Reid. An intimate evening with Johnny Reid. His Love Someone tour is making a stop in Paradise Hill at the Community Center on Monday, September the 5th. Yes, that's the long weekend. What a great way to wrap up summer by seeing an incredible show. He's got so many great hits and he tells some fantastic stories. Don't miss out on your chance to enjoy an intimate evening with Johnny Reid at the Paradise Hill Community Center. Tickets available at eventbrite.ca. Get them before they're gone. And coming up this Monday evening, you're invited out to a meet and greet with the Bobcats. They're going to be hosting a barbecue at the Civic Center. You can stop by and say hi between 5 and 7 on a Monday evening. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Once again this week, we have a special guest. Lauren Roddick-Everly is back with us. And Lauren is here to chat today about relocating with a toddler. Lauren, you have one child, as we mentioned, Collins, and you're expecting another one here in the next couple of months, and you're also going to be moving. So tell me, how do you begin to prepare to move to a totally new city with a toddler?
Yes, moving in general is a lot, but with a toddler, it adds some fun and excitement to it, I would say. Like we talked about last week about just communicating and getting them used to the idea, that's the exact same thing that we're doing with this. So we've been talking about moving for weeks and weeks and weeks so that it's already in our daughter's head. So even, oh, are we going to bring this to Seattle? Are we going to pack this? What do you think about this? What's something you want to bring? You know, just kind of involving her in the process. And as we've been packing, we've also been involving her in the process. But one tip I would give for people when they have toddlers is everything takes at least double the time than it would. Partly because when you pack, they like to unpack, or they like to pack things that you're not planning on packing. So just give yourself lots of time and try and make it fun and get them involved.
Well, and now you were in Seattle for part of last year, but you also are moving this time to a different space than you were before. So is that something that you think with a toddler you need to explain, okay, we're going back, but it's a different location we're going to be in? Or do you think that they just adjust no matter what?
Yeah, in our situation, we're moving to a spot that's just about half-hour away. So it is a different area, like it has a different name in Washington. I still will end up saying Seattle, but it's not Seattle anymore. So we've kind of just been explaining how we're moving to a new home and she'll have a new bedroom and where does she want the baby's bedroom to be in the house and those kind of questions. But I don't know if she fully gets that it won't be like we won't be able to walk to Pike Place Market all the time like we did before. So that might come a bit after, but just talking about it as much as possible, I think will help.
And now, what about activities when you move to a new city? And, you know, obviously with somebody that is Colin's age, you want to keep them active. So how do you go about, do you just reach out to people that you met last time around? Or is there like groups you can join when you move, especially specifically for her age group? Or how do you figure out some of the cool things you can do in the area?
Yeah, we've already been scheduling ahead of time the events and little fun activities that we're going to do with some of our friends when we get back there. So it's kind of exciting that I'm saying to her, "Oh, do you remember so and so? We get to hang out with them again, or we get to go on a hike with them." So we have a lot of friends that we met through Kids Who Explore. I know we've talked about Kids Who Explore before, and there's actually a bunch of chapters of Kids Who Explore in Washington now. So that's a great group that people can join with kids of all ages to get you outside doing any sort of thing. It doesn't always have to be hikes. It can just be meeting up at the beach or a park or a backyard hangout, really anything. So joining some of those groups is helpful because it kind of schedules in that time for kids. So yeah, that's a big thing that we're doing.
Well, and it's a lot of pressure just moving alone, as you said, and then trying to make sure that your children actually fit in and have stuff to do. So I know that you are huge into organization and calendars. So is that something that you find to be really useful when you're doing something like this?
Yes, for sure. Especially when you're trying to coordinate a lot of people's schedules because some of the families we're hanging out with, they might work full time or they might work shift work or they might be stay-at-home parents. So just trying to coordinate everyone's schedule together. I like to plan it ahead of time, but I also like to, whenever we finish something, kind of plan the next one with them so that we know that there's going to be a next one in the calendar.
Well, and I just want to touch on this one more time, Lauren. You mentioned Kids Who Explore. I know that you do a podcast, and we've talked about the group before, but this is a really great organization to find things to do with your children. And as you said, it's not just hiking; it can be a little bit of everything. So we don't have a whole lot of time to kind of explain everything about it. But if people are looking for information on that, is there a separate entity outside of your own website and social medias for Kids Who Explore?
Yes, check out kidswhoexplore.com or on social, there's Kids Who Explore or there's Kids Who Explore Canada, Kids Who Explore USA. You could keep going. There's places all over the world and there's explorer families all over the world. So meeting up with those specific groups will get you set.
All right, Lauren. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will be back to chat again with you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, now taking a look at our 7-day forecast here in the border city. Starting off on Saturday and Sunday, we will see some precipitations and a chance of some thunderstorms on Saturday and Sunday at 25 and 21 degrees. And then starting off the week, it's going to be a little bit warmer there on Monday at 25 degrees with a mix of some sun and cloud. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be seeing some sunshines all the way through 31 and 29. And then Thursday and Friday, it's going to continue on with the beat 32 and 29 respectively. So things are going to look quite nice out here. Make sure to wear your sunscreen and stay hydrated as much as possible during this time of the year. Averages around this time of the year, though, are a high of 21 degrees and a low of 8.
Thanks for that, Adel. And even though we're now starting to kind of get into that fall mood, the summer weather is still here to stay heading into September. Thanks for that, Adel. And thank you for joining us for our first hour of Primetime Local News. But stay with us for our second hour's next, and we'll be announcing the winner of a Pep Pad gift card.